morning. Hope you guys have had a good week. My dog is eating a bunch of ice cubes in the background. So if you hear that, that's what that noise is. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about a time management pro tip. And this is something that has been coming up for me a lot recently. So it's good, to talk about it, to also remind myself to keep this top of mind. It's really loud in the background. But when you're starting a business, and you're starting like this telehealth business, for example, you need to know whether you're doing this kind of like as a like side thing, like I'll get to it eventually, I'll work on everything kind of slowly. Or if you are like all in full throttle, like I need to do this as fast as I can, for XYZ reasons, whatever your goals are and your reasons why you're doing this. And if it is something where you are all in, you need to be a lot more selective with your time. Sorry about Coney. And the reason being is, as healthcare practitioners, hold on. Hi. Let's go out here. Ready? Sorry, I'll let him back in after I'm done talking. But you need to be a lot more selective at your time, because as healthcare practitioners and people in the health and wellness industry, we're all helpers. Like, we want to be there for people. We want to be helping, but that is like one of the traps that you can kind of fall into is, people have gotten used to being able to ask you for help with things, which is all fine and good. But if you are always saying yes to other people and what their needs are and what their goals are, you're going to have shorter and shorter and shorter increments of time that you can work on the things that are going to bring you closer to your goals. And so, if you get to a point where, like me this week, I have had things going on pretty much every hour on the hour, every day this week, and you feel like you're drowning, it is definitely a time where you need to look at where your priorities are, what your goals are, and how you are going to use your time wisely in order to get you to where you want to go. So like one tip and one thing that I've been doing to help with this is kind of looking at, the ROI, the return on investment of my time. So if I'm presented with an opportunity, whether it is my own task or it is something that somebody else asks me to do for them, I need to think about, okay, if, for example, like yesterday I did a live training in Ryan Shelton's Philanthro Mentor group, that was doing something for somebody else, but it was helping me with my goals because it was another opportunity to be able to practice teaching, and kind of like share what I'm doing with other people. That was a valuable use of my time. But, if like one of my friends asked me to go see a movie right now, based on my goals and everything, that may or may not be a good use of my time. If it's a friend I haven't seen in a really long time and that would be a valuable use of my time, then yeah, by all means. But if it's somebody, that I hang out with on a regular basis, I might need to reevaluate where that is in my priorities list. So like whenever you have like a block of time, a task, you need to ask yourself, like, what goal is this like use of my time going to go towards, if any? If not, then you probably don't need to do it. And if it is going towards my goal, what is the return on my time investment going to be? And like one thing with owning a business, you don't really go into business to do a bunch of stuff for free. You go into business in order to generate revenue and generate an income. So, sometimes you have to look at your time as to like, if I invest an hour into doing like this project or working with this person, what is the financial return on my time investment? Where is that going to get me and my business and moving towards my goals? So hopefully that makes sense. To kind of review, just you need to be very selective with your time, because that is the most precious commodity that you have. You're never going to get it back. You can always make more money. You can always spend, I was going to say time with people, but still it's time, like you're never going to get your time back. So, in planning out your day, planning out your week, and whenever somebody else asks you to do something for them, you need to evaluate whether this is going towards your goals. If it is, which goal, and how far is it going to get you in that goal? Is there going to be a financial return on your time investment? And if so, is it worth it to you? And move forward from there. You can always set aside time, like having like free days if you want to, like do other things for people. If that's something that you really like to do and you really like helping others and you don't want to say no to everything else, you can always set aside certain times, but you need to make sure that you are setting aside the majority of your time in ways that it is going to have a good return on your time investment, because you're never going to get the time back. So yeah, like I said, I hope that stuff makes sense. This is just kind of a pro tip for reevaluating your priorities and your goals and how to plan out your week and your days so that you are continuing to move forward and move the needle forward. Because if you're kind of just hanging out, your business is most likely not going to thrive. It might not even survive, if you're not constantly moving forward. So business tip. If you guys have any other time management tips or things about this or questions on it, let me know in the comments. And then I will see you soon.